damn it, one of these days I'm going to freaking learn to do to start the stream. I had like this great intro, and then I'm sitting there talking on mute. I'm sitting like I need to have a checklist. I need to have a checklist of things I do before the show. But as I was saying, today is Friday, June 6, 2025. And as always, I am your good pal coming to you live. My name is Addy, and my good pal, my good buddy, Not Sure, is in the chat room with a very strong and masculine first message to start the evening, which is a simple hello. But you can feel the masculinity of that hello. It's very, very strong and manly, just like Not Sure. And then, of course, he advised me that there is no sound, and I guess everything sounds good now. So, yeah, let me actually change the music. It's going to be a little abrupt because this is a really great song, but let me just switch this over. I thought tonight we would get started on some drag and drop capability. God, I do love this song. So I found this song on Dark Monkey Music, that stream that I introduced Matthew to, and that like I love this stream. I've been listening to it a lot lately, and I found this particular song a couple days ago in there. I love this song. But let's actually just get the Dark Monkey Music itself playing, and let's get ready to program. I couldn't have timed that better. That was totally like a DJ, like, let's get ready to program. Boom, 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 boom. And then the music starts. Boom, 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 boom. All right, let me make sure. Let me dot my I's and cross my T's. I got everything. The chat is running. We got everything up on Kick and Twitch and on the mobile and on the dark desktop. All right, so I hope everybody is having a fantabulous Friday night. I was telling my wife, I was like, you know, I was telling my wife, I said, you know, I have something I want to do tonight on the stream. Like, I have a goal for what I want to implement on the stream tonight. And I was like, I might even go until 10 o'clock. And she's like, what? And I said, I know, I might stay up until 10 o'clock. I mean, I might stream until 10 o'clock, which means I wouldn't even get in bed until like 10:30, which is absolutely insane. Lisa says, I'm at work, can't watch, just wanted to say hi. Well, thanks, Lisa. Thanks for nothing. And then Matthew says hello. Well, he didn't actually say it. He waved with like a green alien guy. At least you guys were not here at the very beginning of the stream, where once again I started the stream on mute. So now I did go ahead. I fixed. So I went ahead and did the refactor that we kind of started on Wednesday, and that was quite broken when we ended the stream. I did finish that, but there was something I wanted to show you guys, and I was thinking about making a. I was actually like thinking about doing a video, like because if I want this channel to get monetized, two things have to happen. I have to get 500 subscribers, and I have to have a certain amount of view hours, or I should say a certain amount of view time. And that can be either on actual videos or it can be on shorts. But live, as far as I can tell, live stream does not count. So you could literally have the biggest live stream on YouTube, but if you don't have any videos or any shorts, you won't get monetization. That's what it appears like to me. So I was thinking like, oh, well, I actually thought of an idea for a video, which would be good because if I want this channel to ever get monetized, I need to start putting videos up. And I thought of something that like, okay, here's something I could talk about, but let me make sure. So remember when we were trying to figure out what was like going on, because we had this thing, this NPC return value. And I was like, what? Like, and remember it turned out that like, it was because I was using a struct and not a class. And actually that jackass Not Sure was the one who figured it out. And actually, I guess Matthew, that other jackass, kind of said it beforehand, and I just didn't listen to either one of you guys. But so here, I'll show you but there was something that I said when we were debugging it, because remember this, I changed a couple of field names, but this was originally called type, right? And I was concerned that type would be a name collision. So I actually changed it to type 1 just for the sake of like trying to, because that was not the problem I was addressing. But let me undo this. Let me do a save all. Wait, how do I do a save all? Is there like a Control Shift S? No. Okay, wait. Save all. Control KS? That's stupid. Okay. Now, if I go here, you can see that I don't have any compilation errors. And actually, before the stream, I was working my way through warnings as well. I want to get rid of these warnings. There's a lot here. There's a lot, so we didn't get through them. But there's no compilation errors. And actually, we need to do a run test as well, but we'll do that in a second. But I want to see what happens if this member variable name, I change this to type like I originally had it, and then the only place it's referenced is right here. And what I found out, I think this causes a compilation error. Yes, you can see. Oh, wait. No. Okay. Wait, I look like an idiot. Okay. Wait, never mind. Action. Oh, yeah. Okay, I would need to change it here as well. Okay, so there's 3 places it's referenced instead of 2. Is this going to make me look like an idiot? It probably will make me look like an idiot. Yeah, and it completely did. Okay, so never mind. Forget everything I just said, and let's just move on. Let's just pretend that that never happened. Control KS, and then I do want. Let me see. There should be no changes checked in. Okay, so let me go ahead and this should all be on the PR that I have. So I'm going to go ahead and merge that, pull down master, and then branch again, just to start working on another branch. Not sure says, I don't know what the hell the code does anymore. I don't either. Matthew says, that's what I say at work every day, and Not Sure laughs at Matthew. I mean, pretty much. I mean, because you work on this piece over here for a while, and then you kind of move over to this piece over here, and you kind of start to forget about this piece over there. You still remember it, right? But you don't remember all the intricacies and all the details of it. So let me see. So we're implementing, let me go ahead and I'm agreeing. I certify that this is my own work. Yes. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead. Okay. This pull request. Oh, it's a draft. That's what it is. That's why. Okay. Squash and merge. Initial work on implementing state stack. Okay. All right, so we got that in. So that should be in master. So let's go ahead and what is going on? Why do I have 2 shells? Let's just close that one. I don't know what that one is. Get check out master. Get pull rebase. And then we'll do get check out dash B dev, and what we're going to start tonight is drag and drop. I think that's what we're going to start tonight. I'm at least going to check it out onto a branch. Type is a default C# class, so I understand if it doesn't like type. And that's what I thought I saw while I was like doing my development, but apparently it doesn't mind type. So yeah, it apparently didn't care. Not Sure says, can we just like go through the code, maybe do a refactor? No. Well, right now, what needs to be? I was going to say what needs to be refactored. There's plenty of stuff that could be refactored, but what needs to be refactored that's fun? And actually, I closed that PR prematurely, so I did this entire refactor. I never ran it to see if it actually still works, and that was because, like, okay. I'm like starting to think like, God damn it, I need to like come up with like a QE matrix, which I've written a few in my time, but I feel dirty whenever I write a QE matrix because it's like I'm not QE, like you get offended, like you become snobby, like you think I'm QE, like you think I'm a tester, like whatever. All right, so let's see if this works. So the basics, right? We'll start with him. We have to start with green guy, and then we'll start with the enemy. So let's check this guy. So we say follow, and he is following. Perfect. And then we tell him to stay. His state up there changes. He is staying. Excellent. Now let's just set one here. Label 1. And now let's tell him to go to label 1. Okay, and there's his state. His state has changed to NPC go to state. And then come on, guy, you can do it. And then and then now he's back to idle state. And then there's one more state that I need to check because so he's going to follow me, and then if I get too far, he should change the NPC follow idle, which he did, and now he should come back to NPC follow state. Perfect. Okay, so stay here, and now let's go over here and see if this guy. Perfect. And then I think, okay, yeah, because right now he's in an attack state and like attack state. Oh, so that's what we need. Let's work on that. That's what we're going to work on tonight. Okay, fuck the drag and drop. We're going to work on the attack state. Okay, clean code equals having fun. Sure. Damn, that's nice. Good job, guys. I don't know what the nice labels that Matthew did. Like those do look really good. Of course, they're for a medieval game, but you know, whatever. Like, I mean, maybe this will be a medieval game. Maybe it'll be a medieval game that takes place during World War II. I don't know what that means, but it could happen. All right. God damn it. And still, you know, before I end my game dev journey, which honestly probably won't be until the day I die, which could be tomorrow, it could be 40 years from now. Didn't Elon Musk recently say something like him and Donald Trump got into that feud? And like he tweeted something that was like, I'll be here for the next. I'll be here for the next 40 years. Or like he said something to Donald Trump, like you'll be gone in 3.5 years and I'll be here for the next 40 or something like that. And I'm like, dude, you're not going to be here for 40 years. Wait, now I got to see this. Am I just making that up or did that? I mean, I know the feud happened, but did he say something? Did Elon Musk did he say something that implied he was going to live for the next 40 years? Let's see. Let's see there. This would have happened like this is the problem. He tweets so much. Let's do this. Let's look for years from Elon Musk. As I say April 2nd. No. Oh, and some food for thought as they ponder this question. Trump has 3.5 years left, but I will be around for 40 plus. He's 53. This guy. Okay. There, that's my response. Yeah. Like, I mean, he's rich. Like, I get that he's rich and that he could probably buy a liver and a kidney and lungs and a heart from like wherever he needs to buy it from. I understand that. But I like Elon Musk. I do. Like, I like my Tesla. I think what he's doing with SpaceX and you know, Starlink and Tesla, like I like a lot what he's doing. But this guy is obviously high a lot. And I suspect he is probably high. Like Donald Trump said, he's constantly high on ketamine. It's like, I think I said this on Wednesday or Monday. Like, it's probably some ketamine, Adderall, Oxy, Viagra, like combination that is just completely amazing. Like, you know, he is, because he probably has a lab building, like, just that all it does is just manufacture this drug for him, and he's just constantly high on it. And apparently he like never sleeps. He will be lucky to make it to 80. I would not be surprised if he passes away in his well, I think he'll make it to his 70s, but 80, I mean, but to 90, no, 40 plus years. Okay, whatever. Matthew, in terms of free assets, it was the better option, but it helped get the layout of the UI set up correctly. We can easily swap the UI art going forward. Good to know. Not Sure says Elon made himself a national security threat yesterday. Kind of. Matthew says lovers quarrel. Is he cooking up some anti-aging potion too? I wouldn't be surprised. But like, have you seen these videos of him? Like, dude is like. And again, I'm not an Elon hater. I like a lot of what he's doing. But I am not going to deny that dude isn't constantly high. I'm not going to deny that. Wait. Elon Musk high.
Does this video prove that Elon Musk was high in front of President Trump.
Okay, let's see.
The world's richest man at a dinner
I mean, he's balancing spoons. Like, I don't think that means, like, no, I don't think that thinks he's high.
Spoons on one finger. That woman next to him watching on is Siobhan Gillis, the mother of 4 of his children. In another video taken that night, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt stops by to chat.
I don't think this. I feel like this is something I would do at a dinner party, even if it was at the presidential dinner party. Like, this is something that I would do because I would be bored and I would be trying to make the girl I'm with laugh. And like, it just, I would, you know, what? No, I don't think that, I don't think that suggests he's high. What about these other things? But there was other stuff. Let's see. Elon Musk. No. This is all about everything. Everything's about it's going to be impossible to find anything else right now because it's all about the feud.
It's kind of a rough last day in government for Elon Musk, who showed up to the Oval Office for some kind of send.
Did we ever find out why he had the black eye? Like, do we know what the black eye was about? Because he just showed up. Like, you don't show up with a black eye and not mention it. Now, granted, I've had black eyes before from accidental, just like, literally. I one time bashed my head into a doorway. Literally, that's what happened. And I had to walk around with this black eye. It looked like I'd gotten into a fight, but I literally just bashed. And then one time I was wrestling with a girlfriend and she elbowed me right in the eye and I had a black eye. So I've had black eyes by accident before, but I feel like because Elon is such a public figure that we are owed an explanation.
Off with a black eye just hours after new bombshell reporting on allegations of his voracious drug use. In a lengthy article citing people familiar with his activities, the New York Times reports that Musk's drug consumption went well beyond occasional use. He told people he was taking so much ketamine, a powerful anesthetic, that it was affecting his bladder, a known effect of chronic use.
Now, see, here's the thing. Like, I could see people wanting to lie about him. Like, there's absolutely no doubt in my mind that people would make up shit about him because they hate him, they're jealous of him, whatever it is. But at the same time, I have no doubt that the man is constantly high. Like, he just reminds me of the type that is just constant. If anything, he is at least on Adderall. Elon fucked himself. Elon fucked himself. He's going to lose a lot of government contracts, probably, because I can see, even though I think it probably makes sense for his companies to continue with those contracts because they're probably contracts that need specialized companies, and Musk's companies are probably the most specialized and most qualified to do it. I can see Trump being petty enough to not give the contract to Musk. He's also autistic. Who isn't? At this point, who isn't autistic? Who is, like, when I hear people like, well, I'm on the spectrum, and I'm like, who the fuck isn't on the spectrum to some extent? It's a spectrum after all. We're all on the spectrum. He said his son hit him. Okay, I mean, was it one of his sons that's like 30? Or was it one of his sons that's like 6 months old? I've heard people who worked for him that he uses a lot of drugs. I don't doubt it. I may have told this story before, but I got pretty far along in the interview process for SpaceX. But then the last step, I was like, do I really want it this bad? And then I realized I don't want it this bad because they wanted me. So SpaceX, this was right after, this was like 2020. This was late 2020, like November of 2020. And SpaceX, for whatever reason, I think they were hiring a lot. They were like really actively hiring. And a recruiter contacted me and I was like, well, I'm not, I talked to a recruiter and then basically the position was in LA. And I remember talking to my wife and I was like, yeah, no. And I was looking at housing prices in LA and I was like, nah. And because the money wasn't that great. I mean, it was better money than I was making here at the time. But it wasn't like, oh my God, we have to move for this job kind of money. It was kind of like, well, the cost of living is higher. Is it even going to, like, if anything, it might not even be it might be a what's the opposite of a raise? A lowering? Surely there's a word for it, but whatever. So I told them, I said, I don't want to move to LA. And then they called me back a few days later and they were like, okay, so we have an office in Washington, D.C., and we spoke to so-and-so, and they agreed that we really need somebody for this position, and they would be willing to let you commute to the office in Washington, D.C., as long as you were willing to come to Los Angeles, once or twice, once a month or every now and then. And I was like, yeah, I can work with that. But the more I talked about, the more I was reading about SpaceX and the more I talked to the people, the interview process was kind of grueling. I had to go through 2 technical code reviews with people, and then I had to do a code test. And it was the code test where I was just like, fuck this. I don't want it this bad. Because even after the code test, I would have to give a presentation and then after that, it was like a culture fit interview. So it was fucking ridiculous. And it was in the code test. And here's the thing, and I will never do this again. And I should have laughed at them when they told me about this. They said, well, the code test usually takes people 5 to 6 hours to complete. Never again will I agree to that unless I'm getting paid. I don't know why I did. I think because I was kind of like romanced by the idea of oh, cool. I was kind of like, oh, SpaceX, whoa. I was kind of a little enthralled by it, but never again will I agree to a 5 or 6 hour code test. No, I'm not doing that. And I really got the impression that SpaceX. Oh wait, I knew there was something I forgot to do. There's always something I forget to do. I forgot to make the mobile stream public. Okay, there we go. But it's definitely, the Musk companies are definitely the type of companies where if you're only working 40 hours a week, you are viewed as a slacker. And it's just nope. Don't want that. Don't need that. Do not need that. Okay. ¿Por qué no es que tú callas? I gotta. Okay, I gotta. This is a long Spanish comment that I have to I can't talk and read. I have to just ignore you guys for a second. Okay. All right. That's done. Okay, so I think Not Sure has the right idea. Okay, let's do some code. All right. So the first thing we're going to do, we started last week. The way that we got started with the frickin' refactor was we were trying to get the guy to attack. We were trying to get the pink guy here to attack. So let's get him to attack. Let's do that. All right. Enemy attack state. So this is the attack state right now. This is what we have. So he comes from the enemy idle state. We don't have to use the stack just yet, right? The stack is there. I think when I was doing this refactor, I think I'm actually only doing it in one place. And let me show you how I ended up doing things. So I decided to be really explicit with the names in the enum. So we have change state. So if a state returns a change state, that it has to pass a state back with it, right? I should probably have something that... No, forget it. But basically, most of them are change state right now. So let's look at one just so I can give you an example. So right here, we're saying what this is saying is this is saying change the state to the state that I'm passing in, right? Boom, easy enough. And then the other one is pop state, which is exactly that, which is there should be a state on the stack, change to that state. And those are the only two things. And then, of course, this NPC return value is a nullable. Wait, I wanted to change. Oh, I wanted to change. That's the other thing I wanted to do. Okay, I wanted to change this. I wanted to change it. Instead of NPC, that is a little too long of a That's a little too long of a you know what? I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it for now. I was going to change the state return value, but I'm going to leave it as it is. Not sure says sudo. He wants me to format my hard drive. So no. Here's the command you're thinking of. It's that's what we should do. Try that command, and then that will fix all that. That'll remove that command. What I typed in, and actually what Not Sure typed in, that actually will. Believe it or not, that actually will remove all viruses from your computer. Okay, so what are we doing? Enemy. So we have enemy pursue state. So he's going to go from enemy pursue state to enemy attack state. So let's see. Yeah, so he's going right here. So here's where it gets tricky because I am pretty sure is this right? I don't know that that's right. No, that's definitely not right. Okay, so wait, we need to look at so enemy pursue state comes from enemy idle state. So we need to look at enemy idle state. I should not have merged that thing. Whoops. I should not have merged that PR, but it is what it is. Okay. All right. So let's look at this. So enemy idle state will, let's just put this over here actually. Enemy idle state will come down here. I don't think I'm pushing. No. But let's see. I'm passing in, let me see. Enemy return. This is already okay. Enemy pursue state. Okay. Just calm down for a minute. I've got it. I've got it figured out. Okay. I've got it figured out. I know what I wanted to do. So I lost it. Just give me a second. I'll get it back. I got to close. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pin this. Okay. Pin that. And I'm going to pin this too. All right, perfect. And then there's one more I'm going to have to pin. I'm going to pin I'll pin the other one later. I'm going to pin another one. I think Matthew left us. The only person I feel like if you guys don't send a message often enough, I'm convinced you left me. And I'm like, why don't they like me? Like, am I really that boring? And I start to get insecure. Okay. All right. This is bad. What I did. Okay, so what I was trying to do, we go from, I'm going to leave out the word enemy, right? But just assume we go from idle, and then we go to pursue, and then we go to attack. I need a better tool than this. I think no, that's not a tool. Is this the one I use? That's not the one I use. What is the one that I thought there was a draw, or was it diagrams? It's not sheets. What is the one where you can draw the diagrams in Google? Gosh darn it. Let's try this. No. This one. Why isn't there? Use Miro. You know, what you told me about Miro a while ago, and I have a Miro account. Or I thought I did. Let's see if I can open up a new account. Okay, sign in, continue. Tell us about your team. What kind of work do you do? What do we do? Teacher and student. What is your role? I'm the individual contributor. Have you ever used Miro before? Yes, quite often. What is your company size? 5,000 plus. Excellent. Okay. I'm not gonna invite any teammates. Yes, skip the step. God damn it. I want to. Let's see. Okay, flowchart. Yeah, I guess a flowchart's kind of what I'm looking for. Matthew says we do fabulous work. Obviously, seeing the when it said, "Tell us about your company." I figure if I put that, maybe because it's June, they'll be like, "Oh, we got to give them a free account. We definitely have to give them a free account. we can't give them anything but a free account." Okay, so let's start. Okay, so we start off in the. This needs to be bigger. We need to make this bigger. Because we're gay, it needs to be bigger. Okay, enemy. Oh my God, why doesn't it grow? Why doesn't it grow with the text? Idle state. All right, and then we have pursue. And then we have attack. All right. Let's see if we can draw some nice little. Okay, so let's get some. Let's see where are the lines that connect things? The lines that connect things. Why wouldn't they be right here? Why? Okay. Well, wait a minute. No. I just. Okay. Can I? Okay. Wait. Can I? Oh, I can do that. Okay. Cool. No. Over here. Perfect. All right. Look at me. There was this commercial years ago. It was probably, well, it's about 10 years ago. It was about 10 years ago. There was some commercial for like a cybersecurity school. And it was like, and I just remember it was like this really dorky guy. He's like, "I'm a hacker, but I'm one of the good guys." And it's just this nerdy guy. It's like, "I'm a hacker, but I'm one of the good guys." I wish I could find that commercial. Okay. Okay. So we're going to go to idle state, but then pursue. But at any point, we can kind of go back, right? And so, no. Go over here, dummy. No. What is this? I don't like. Oh, my God. Okay. No. Go over here. No. Don't create another box. I kind of hate this tool already. I literally... It's not going to let me do it because it's going to be like, it's already connected. Okay, can I do it? Oh, I can do it like that. Perfect. That's what I wanted. Okay. And then we can go back here like this. Excellent. Okay. So what I was trying to do is I was trying to reuse the states, right? Because we have an idle state object. All of these are objects. Remember that they're states, but the states themselves, they're just objects. And so this might be premature optimization. I will admit that, but typically creating new objects is slow and you kind of want to avoid it if you can, though we're not really doing it in a, I was going to say we're not really doing it in an update loop, but we are doing it in an update loop. We're just not doing it every call to update. But still, you probably don't want to. Let's see if we can avoid it. I think it's worth avoiding. So what we want to do is when we go to idle, let's think about this. Is this going to work? I think it will. We're in idle. We start in idle. When we go to pursue, we push idle into the stack. So the stack at that point is going to look like, oh, come on. So the stack at that point is just going to have the idle state. Oh God, that's too small. And then when we go to attack, pursue state, right? And then at any time when we come back, right? So this represents what the stack should look like up at the top and the flow of the stacks, and then we got this square down here. Okay, so this is simple enough. right? This is not terribly complicated. So the question, this is bad. This is basically poor variable naming on my part. I'm actually going to swap the order of these. I'm going to keep that over there because I'm actually going. I want them to be on the screen the order they are on this screen, basically. So we have idle on the left, we have pursue on the right, and then we can even. God, I love this song. This is such a good song. All right, so we have all three states, right? It's not ideal, but whatever. It is what it is. So idle can never go to anything before idle. Idle can only advance. And I think that's what the code seems to show me as well here on the left-hand side. Because here, play audio clip freeze, and then if you see somebody, then we go into the enemy pursue state. So the question is, and so what I was doing, which is terrible, I was passing this object into the enemy pursue state. But that's stupid because I'm an idiot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this. I'm going to take this actually, and I'm going to put that right before the return. And then, so we'll push the this state, and then we'll go to the pursue state. Now, the pursue state, when does it go back to the idle state? It goes back to the idle state if he's chasing you, and then you get too far away, and he basically gives you the finger, and then goes back to idle. So that happens where? Okay, so here's attack. So if detection range so if distance is less than detection range, keep chasing. Otherwise, he's out of range. Target is out of range. Go back to idle. So this is where, right, and this already has what I wanted, which is, I'm just going to do that. I worked with a guy who I had him review my code like once or twice. And it was only because it was code that like he had authored. I don't know. I don't know. You guys you're not C++ programmers, but there's a very popular library in C++ called Boost. And a lot of functionality that ends up in the C++ libraries, it starts out on Boost, and Boost is kind of like the proof of concept of it, and then it kind of graduates from the Boost libraries to the actual standard C++ libraries. But there's this one library in C++. I probably have talked about it before. It's called Spirit, or Key, QI. So if you look up Boost, if you look up C++ Boost QI Spirit, basically it's a way to parse data. It's a way to like. So I don't know if you're familiar with like BNF syntax or EBNF syntax. It's basically a syntax to define grammars. And what Key or Spirit, whatever you want to call it, what that attempts to do, Chi, is it Chi? What Chi, whatever the fuck it's called, what that attempts to do is it attempts to allow you to write parsers in the same way you would write BNF syntax, but it never works out that way. It just doesn't work out that way. But anyway, so this guy, he was kind of the context expert on Key or on Spirit, whatever the fuck. But it was like I had to add some modifications to a parser that he had written, and so I had him modify my code. I had him, review the PR. And his only comment was, "Yeah, this line extends past 80 characters." And I just ignored. I didn't fix it. I responded 80 by 25 for life. Now, do you know what? God, I hope that's right. Is it 80 by 25? I'm pretty sure that's what I I don't remember. I think I remember responding 80 by 25, but I hope I looked it up. But do you know what I'm talking? But do you know what 80 by 25 is? Yes. It was the original size of the MS-DOS terminal. 80 characters wide by 25 lines tall. So when he said that, that was my response. 80 by 25 for life. Because this was like 2019, right? It was like, who in their right mind is still like doing only 80 characters wide in 2019? So anyway, all right. So what are we doing? I completely lost track. Okay, all right. So we have that. We do this. We do this. Okay, so we got this enemy pursue state. Easy. And then we have this guy. Okay, so then we pop the state. We pop the state. Okay, now we're going to do something similar with attack. But let's make sure this works. Did we even make a change? No. Oh, wait, we did. Okay, so we just changed basically. Only thing we changed basically is where we pushed it. We got rid of this stupid parameter. Okay, let's just make sure it works. Just kind of as a sanity check. And in case you're wondering, I am listening to this song on repeat. What's funny is that you can get the same functionality with two if statements. What functionality are you talking about? Well, oh, we got a compilation error, boys. I was wondering why this wasn't. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't need to do this anymore. In robotics, it's called subsumption architecture. I thought it was a long song. Good song. All right, I'll put the Dark Monkey music back on. Oh God. Okay, I got to check something. I'm gonna load up my Naughty Boy browser. Because it's hot in my house. And I haven't heard. I think I don't know what's going on with the AC. What? God damn it. Oh, come on. Okay, I have no idea what the password is then. Okay, yeah, I have no idea. Okay, I'm gonna have to do it on my phone. Turning the AC on. It's a little warm. I hate summer. I do. I can't. Like, I'm kind of conflicted because I want to keep streaming, but yeah, it's way too warm. Okay, because I want to go away, but I want to keep streaming, and like I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Like I can stream when I travel, but the problem is where I'm going to be is going to be 6 hours ahead. So I'm not going to stream at 7 o'clock every night because that will be 1 o'clock a.m. for me where I'll be. And look, I was telling you how it's a big deal that I'm staying up until 10 o'clock tonight. Right. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. And then I was thinking of the alternative. I was like, okay, well, maybe I could stream at 7 a.m. East Coast time because that will be 1 p.m. my time. I could do that, but who's going to watch me at 7 a.m.? Like, oh yeah, programming in the morning. Like, I mean, I do that sometimes, but you guys aren't going to watch. Besides, Matthew will be at work. I'll be in the same time zone as, actually, I don't think I'll be in the same time zone as Matthew. Matthew's, I think, 5 hours ahead of us. No, 4 hours ahead of us right now. But I'll be 6 hours ahead when I'm in Africa. But anyway, Finance Bros in the house. Good evening. How's it going? How's it going, dude? Can you pipe the sound directly into the stream? Can you pipe the song directly? You want me to put the song back on? I'm not sure what you're asking exactly. Just save it as a video on demand. Okay, so are we... Okay, we're okay. We compiled. Oh God, I have a vent right underneath the desk, and it's like I told you the other night, right? You know, because you're wearing shorts and you position yourself the right way, and that cold air blows right up in just the right way. Okay, so he should be coming to attack me when I get close enough. Come on, attack me. Oh no, he should be pursuing me, and then when I get far enough, oh, I got to be careful. Okay, so let me see. Let's just go ahead and implement the whole shebang. Well, we're not going to implement the whole shebang. We're going to implement the transitions. So, okay, how is that going? We talked about this the last time. So if you leave the stop distance, he stops attacking you. So basically, we need to get the distance. And then it's going to be very much the same thing here. But if distance... I know my greater... Okay, so if distance is greater than stop distance, that's when he should go... We should really just pop. We should just pop the state. Target is out of range. Go back to the idle... No, not the idle state. Go back to the pursue state, you bitch. But that's fine. Go back to the... last state. Okay, so this should be enough to at least have him, when we get far enough away, he'll go back to chasing you. So he's going to come, he's going to get close to you, he's going to stop chasing you, and then he's just going to stand there like an idiot. And then when you move away, once you get far enough away, he'll start chasing you again. Let's see if he does that. I hear the song in the background and it sounds like garbage. Well, geez, thanks. He's still going to be following you in the intact state. No, he won't. No, he won't. Like I said, you can have overlapping states. No, but we don't have overlapping states. That's the thing. You can. We could have multiple states, but we don't. That's not implemented. It's not implemented that way. Okay. So he's gonna, okay, so he's pursuing me, and now he's attacking me. Now, if I get far enough away, he should change the pursue. No, he went right back to idle. We didn't push the other one, did we? Did we? I thought we did. No, we didn't. Okay, now it should work. So we don't have what did you call it? We don't have overlapping states. We're changing. We have a current state, and that's it. And we're kind of manipulating. We're intelligently deciding when to change this state. Just checking other chats, but there's nobody in the other chats. All right. Okay. So now let's see. So he's gonna come. He's gonna pursue me. Now he's going to attack. Now, as I back away, at some point, I think it's 5. Yes, see? And now, if I get really far enough away, he should just go back to idle. And there he is, back at idle. Okay. So, we eventually want to change idle also to kind of... Idle should... I'm trying to think of whether or not the idle state should have him return to his original spot, or if there should be like a return to idle. Kind of like, I feel like there should be a return to idle, but maybe we don't have to get that granular, at least not yet. Okay, so that's good. That's good. I think what we can do is we can go to master. Wait, let me stash this. Nope, stash. Go to master. Branch. Dev. Attack state 1. Now we can pop. All right. So Stateflow is working. And now with the attack state, like it's almost like, all right, this is the problem with me. This is my problem. Like now it's like the attack state is like it's busy work. Like to me, the fun work is done, right? Like to me, the transitioning of the states and getting that to work correctly, like that's the fun part to me. Actually getting him to like shoot the gun and like have the collision detection, that's not busy work, but it's just like it's kind of like been there, done that, like whatever. All right, but let's do it. But do we want to be intelligent about it? And if we would do like, because now I start asking and this is the thing, I have to stay focused because I could get really distracted because I want to ask myself questions like, well, is he carrying a weapon? And then how do we need a weapon system like with guns? And because maybe he has the reload, right? So maybe he can shoot 5 times or 6 times and then he has the reload. But if he has a different weapon, he can shoot 10 times before he has the reload. And if he shoots, and then also how long to wait between shots? Because with certain guns, he might have to wait half a second, but with other guns, he might only have to wait 1/100 of a second. He said, oh, that's like where my mind just starts going with all these like other things we could do. So the question I will pose to the 7 people and whoever wants to interact is, do we go down the path of a weapon system? And we kind of have the makings for one with the item system that we have. Do we go down that path? Or do we just implement some generic attacking so that we can get some concept of playing the game? And actually, as I'm talking it through, that's what I think I want to do. Let me know if you agree with me. And so what I'm saying is, let's just put a very rudimentary, every second he fires a shot. Let's put that in there. And then what we can do, the other thing we could do tonight, I guess we're not going to get to the drag and drop, but the other thing we could do tonight is maybe define a win state. And I think for a very rudimentary thing, like if you look on the map that I have here, I think maybe getting to this, maybe a certain spot on this island and standing in it alive for 10 seconds. Like think about like, a helicopter coming down to rescue you and taking off, right? So let's define a spot on the island where you have to stand for 10 seconds without getting killed, and then you win. I think. But the thing, what we can do after that is then this patrol guy who's shooting us, we can just copy and paste a ton of them all around the fucking island. Got to swim or cross the bridge. Yeah, swimming's not going to work because the valleys down there are so steep, it's not going to work. You have to go across the bridge. So actually what you could do, I was just thinking, like this is really bad. Like we could put a patrol person, like 1 or 2 patrol guys on the bridge. And then what you could do is you could define a point, right? You could define a point on the island and then you send the green guy to go. So all the patrol people chase him and then you cross the bridge and go to the win point. But that's really cool. I got to go take a leak, boys. I'll be right back. That would be awesome though. You know what? We might have to do that. Yeah, let's keep it simple for now. I'm reading the messages. I sat down for a second and read the messages. But yeah, I think what I just defined is actually, I think it's a very accomplishable goal tonight. We have the guards shooting once every 3 seconds or second. We'll figure it out. We'll balance it. The guards shoot once every X seconds. And we define an area where you have to stand in that area for 10 seconds in order to win. I think we can do that. We got 2 hours left. Not sure. I need to go through all the code to understand it. Weekend project. Yeah, I like good because you can let me know how it works. I did a bunch of research on animations. It's actually not that bad. What kind? Not sure. 3D rigging animations. Yeah, you can get humanoid animations from Maximo for free. There's Animation Manager in Unity. I would like to go through, like, at some point we need to do that. I need to do that, I should say. I need to do that at some point because I do not understand. Like, I did that animation on the green guy, but I have no idea, like, I guess maybe it didn't make sense to me when I was doing the actual, like, there's that window where you kind of drag in different properties and then you can kind of define time points. And then you can set the value of the property, and that's kind of how you do the like it. I don't know. I didn't like it. I did a couple of tutorials. Okay, well, all right. You not sure. Not only you're the CTO, but you are you're the lead animator. You congratulations on your new position. Not sure. Lead animator. Matthew says, I've done IK animations for basic characters in Blender, but I have to relearn every time. That's kind of me with Spirit, that boost library I was talking about. Like, I actually do like that boost library, but if I don't use it for like a week, I forget everything about it. Not everything, but I forget a lot about it. Okay, so let's do I peeked in to my bedroom. My wife is already asleep. Like, it's not even 8 o'clock, and she's on the bed, passed out. She's asleep. You think I'm bad going to bed at 9 o'clock? She's worse. She's asleep by 8:30 most nights. She's also up by 4:30 most days. I'm up by 6 most days. 5:30, 6 o'clock. Sometimes I'll get up with her on 4:30. Sometimes she'll trick me into getting up with her because she'll do this on purpose too. And it makes me angry, but I can't be mad because she'll make breakfast and the smell of it will wake me up. Finance Bro says she doesn't say goodnight. No, she because she knows I'm streaming. I thought she was going to come in here, but because there's a bed right behind me. So tomorrow what I'm going to do is so from the office, like the office at my day job, we're shutting down the office. The lease is up, and so basically everything in the office, it's a fire sale because it's a great sale price. It's free. So I'm going tomorrow to pick up a few things from the office, and one of the things I'm bringing home, but I'm bringing home 2 of them, are these big whiteboards that are on wheels. And they're like a little bit shorter than me. So they're like, and I'm 5'11". So these boards, I don't know what they are in centimeters or whatever that crap is. But anyway, they're pretty tall and they're wide. So I'm going to have a whiteboard right here so I can like draw like dicks on it and stuff during the stream. But I thought it would be cool to like have a whiteboard right here. And then I even have this second camera. This camera, which is pointing to nothing right now. Whoa. See this camera, I thought I could have this camera could be the whiteboard camera. So anyway, I thought that would be kind of cool to do, but we're only going to get to enjoy it for like a week because I'm leaving. In 2 weeks from today, I'll be in South Africa. So that's the thing. Like, wait a minute. It's 2 a.m., which means so my time was right. So which means I would have had to start my stream at 1 a.m. Oh, God, I don't love you guys that much. And then I won't be back home until almost September. Finance Finance Bro, 4:30. Why? What are you doing at that time? What time do you wake up? And what are you doing when you wake up? Literally the same thing. Like, I usually wake up most days 6 o'clock. Some days earlier. Like I said, she'll cook breakfast for me, wake me up, and so I'll get out of bed at like 5 o'clock. But yeah. And I'll say that I really like getting up early in the winter because I love those dark mornings. Now, if I want a dark morning, I have to be up at 4:30. That's perfect. Same time zone as me. I mean, I could, if I see, the problem is if I do 7 p.m. streams, South Africa time, 7 p.m., 5, that's 2 p.m. I could maybe do that because that's 2 p.m. East Coast time. I am going to be working. I don't know. I know that the internet in South Africa will be good. I don't know how it's going to be in St. Helena. Oh. So do you guys remember? Do you guys remember the cunt that I told you about in St. Helena that didn't want to rent to me? So I passive aggressively, like remember when we looked at it and it showed that it was blocked out and I was like really confused because what I didn't tell you guys, because I was a little embarrassed at my immaturity. I didn't tell you guys that I had passive aggressively sent her a reservation request. And look at this. Wait, I gotta break out the Naughty Boy browser. Hold on, give me a second. I gotta show you that. I don't like putting the Naughty Boy browser on stream, but I have to do it. But she accepted. She accepted it. So the bitch accept. So I'm supposedly staying at the B-itch's. Oh wait, I wanted to look at this. So, according to this, I'm staying at the B-itch's apartment. Oh yeah, that's helpful. That's really helpful. It doesn't tell me where it's at, but yeah. The Brewer Yard is right of Lower Jamestown, right just off Napoleon Street on the left side as you enter Jamestown from the airport. Okay, so I'm hoping it's down here in the center. Anyway, okay, let's do some programming. Finance Pro says I wake up around 9, but then the store is open so I can take a morning walk, get my breakfast, go to school, and if I have classes, nothing happens at 4:30. But see, like I will get up at 5, 5:30, 6 o'clock, and I like the quiet mornings because nobody's bugging you, nobody's awake, nobody's messaging you. No, it's just this lovely quiet, and I like watching the days get brighter. Not sure says September. Oh wow, yeah. So it's not quite September. It's. I'll probably be back home. I think it's like August 20. Let me look at a calendar. I think it's the weekend before Labor Day. I haven't even bought the tickets yet, but my wife goes to China. So my wife goes to China on the 20th. So I was going to come home this weekend on the 23rd, but it might end up being the 30th. So we'll see. It says non-refundable. I don't get it. So you're actually staying there? Yeah, I'm going to stay there because it's the nicest apartment on the island. It's the nicest one. I mean, there's nothing that look. This apartment. I stayed at this apartment last year in Cape Town. Such a nice apartment. Oh my God, beautiful, beautiful view, gorgeous view. I loved this apartment. Where is it? I want to look at the listing. Show listing. This was just the best word for this apartment in Cape Town is sexy. Just like a completely sexy apartment. Like it's just such a nice apartment. Oh, I freaking love this apartment. But yeah, no, I am definitely. I mean, I have the reservation now. She. Let me look at her profile again because, is she a super host? Because she could cancel it like at the last minute, but they can get into serious trouble. They can get into problems like with that. But the other thing about this, where's the show listing? She has perfect reviews. She has, let's see how many reviews she has. She has 20, show all 20. So she has 22 reviews, and they're all 5-star reviews. So I am going to go on good faith that she is not going to cancel this. I hope not, because I will kind of be fucked if she does. But yeah, I'm going to stay there. Let's wait a minute. Let's check this, because it would be, yeah, those dates are blocked out. Oh, okay. I was wondering why the 28th. Okay, check out only. Okay, that makes sense, because I'm checking in on the 28th. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, boys, you gotta keep me focused, guys. Come on, Jesus Christ. Okay, all right. Okay, so here is the shooter, and I'm literally just going to this is going to be a copy and paste job. This is not going to be pretty. This is not representative of the work that I normally do. But this is not, it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty. Okay. All right. But I got to remember how this fucking works too. I got to remember that. So you have shoot. Okay. At least it's not that bad. I mean, the whole thing is less than 100 lines. That's the target mask. One thing I'm a little worried about here is that this is derived from a mono behavior. So I'm a little worried since the states themselves are not derived from mono behaviors. But I'm not really, I mean, that just means we're just going to have to maybe we're going to have to account for that basically, but we should be able to handle that just fine. Okay, where to start? Fire point. This was something I remember setting. You have to set this on the NPC itself. I think I would be fine if we just kind of, and that's the point from which the bullet or whatever you want to, the laser or whatever, the point from which it originates. I'm going to Mallorca in 1 month. Can't wait. Where's Mallorca? That's still my Naughty Boy browser. I want to close that. Do not like having you guys do not need to see my Naughty Boy. Oh, it's in Spain. It's an island in Spain. So I like St. Helena, where the place I'm going is. I love little islands. I love little island communities. Oh, it's right. It's near Ibiza. There are a couple of Spanish accents I really hate. The Spanish accent I hate the second most is the Argentinian accent. Me llamo Adalid. Because they say they're double L's, which are normally like ya, is kind of like a Y. It's more or less a Y. Me llamas. ¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas? You know, that's how you would say it in normal Spanish. But in Argentinian Spanish, it's ¿Cómo se llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas? It's so ugly. They use the double L's instead of a Y. It makes a sh sound, a sh. ¿Cómo te llamas? Whereas, so that's the one I hate the second most. The one I hate the most is the Spanish accent, because it's not Ibiza and it's not gracias. It's Ibiza. Gracias. Because it sounds like they have a lisp. It sounds like they're a country full of Mike Tyson speaking Spanish. Gracias. Ibiza. Like, it's such an ugly accent. Not sure it says the Spanish lisp. Yeah, it's ugly. But no, but Spain's an awesome country. I've always wanted to go to, I wanted to see more of Spain. My father, last year, there is this walk. What the fuck is it called? Camino de algo. ¿Cómo se llama? There's a walk where you can, is it this? Santiago de Compostela? Where basically it's like a pilgrimage. It's a Barcelona. Yeah, that's another one. Barcelona. So ugly. But there's a pilgrimage that basically that's up here in northern Spain that is kind of famous. There's a walk you can walk for like a month or 2 months. It'll take people. They walk and then they kind of stay at places along the way and they drink wine and they walk some more and then they reflect and blah blah blah. And my dad wanted to do that last year and he got really mad at me because I didn't plan it. Yep. It's a beautiful island, crystal clear water, and old towns to explore. That sounds awesome, dude. Have fun. How long are you going to be there for? Focus. Okay, yes. Focus, Sim. Oh, yes. Okay, I will focus. Okay. Yeah, so here's where it gets tricky because this fire point is going to have to be something at the NPC. The fire rate, like, okay, this stuff can definitely live. Ooh. Okay, nope. Hard code it. Fuck it. Get it working. Just get it working. That's all you got to do. Fuck it. Get it working. Because like fire rate, range, damage, like I could see how that would be like a gun property. Like those would be all properties for the gun itself. But that's okay. We're not doing guns yet. You know what? If that's that would actually be to like abstract that thing out into a gun class that was probably abstracted out of the item class somehow. And like if that's something that you guys wanted to kind of look at, you have my blessing. Anyway, okay. So let's see. This stuff can live there. I think what we can do here though is player and friendly NPC. Planning on proposing to my girlfriend of 6 years on this trip. Going to be there for 1 week, so I got to make it count. 6 years. That's a long time. Congratulations. I mean, if after 6 years she doesn't say yes, like, come on. Where are you from, Finance Bro? I know you're European, but like, where are you from? Are you Spanish? Here we are making fun of the Spanish lisp, and Finance Bro probably has it. All right, just checking the chats in the other rooms. Nobody had a couple of views in the mobile stream, but nobody chatted. And then because on Wednesday, like I closed the stream and there was like a ton of texts. There was like a ton of messages in the mobile stream, and I felt bad because I didn't interact with them at all. Okay, I don't think we're not even going to worry about the audio right now. The gun-fired event, what that was is so we have, remember how, you know how we have this entire personality system that we haven't used at all? The gun-fired event, what I wanted to do with that, the thought there was that every time there was a gunshot, people would get scared if they heard it. So that's why I have an on-gun-fired event. Okay, private. Okay, I think we can... Norway. I doubt she's going to say no. We've lived together for a year now and planning on having kids in the near future. Dude, I just spent last winter in Norway. I was spent Christmas in Tromsø. It was filled with nothing but Asians. Then went back to Helsinki for New Year's. Then went back north to Narvik for a couple of weeks. Then went back to Tromsø for a month. And then went all the way up to Longyearbyen for a month. And then came home. Norway's a beautiful country. Okay. Let's see. This kind of feels like this is going to be wrong. I don't think this is going to work, boys. We have to have the sounds, though. We have to. Fuck. I'm just going to do copy and paste. I'm just going to copy and paste it, and then what breaks. We're just going to have to figure it out, right? Okay, so let's see. Oh, wow, you've been around the block. Yeah, I've been to Bergen. I've always wanted to spend some time in Bergen. I was at the airport in Bergen back in 2022, and it just looked beautiful. Like flying into Bergen just was gorgeous. Like Bergen looks like a beautiful place. But yeah, check out my travel channel, Addy Goes Places. Like I'm literally working my way through just like yeah. So the videos that are coming out now are all Norway. It's all from my Norway trip just this past, like Oslo, Christmas time, and Tromsø, Narvik. Check it out. Okay, let's see. Yeah. How are we going to do this, right? Because look at this. This is assuming you have a line renderer on the object. So that would actually, okay, so wait, that's not so bad. Okay, right? So we would do this when we enter. And then the line renderer would actually be a component of the NPC object. This NPC exclamation point. Not sure says we had this working. We had this working on a different NPC object. That's the thing. We had this working over here in this NPC shooter, which is a mono behavior derived class. The issue that I'm explaining is that we are now implementing all of this. We are now implementing all of this inside of the enemy attack states. States themselves do not come from a mono behavior class. So that's where some of the challenge is. And that's why, like, this get component call, you can imagine that this get component here on the left has a this in front of it. Same thing. But the this in this case is referring to the NPC shooter, which is also a mono behavior, and that comes with all of the Unity behavior like get component. Whereas enemy attack state is just an NPC state, which is just a plain old class. So that's what we have to compensate for. What actually is a mono behavior? So that's probably a better question for Matthew, but from what the way I think about mono behaviors is they are just game objects in Unity. And you derive from them, you derive your derived classes from them, and then you get all of the Unity goodies, right? So when you derive from a mono behavior, you get a transform, which defines like your XYZ coordinates in the space, your scale, which defines the size of the thing you are, and then you have access to like hitboxes and rigid bodies and all those kinds of things. Although, wait, did I say hitboxes? I don't think hitboxes are a thing. I guess they would be colliders. But you get what I'm saying. And also, yes, you're right. And also the mono behaviors, they have the start, the update, and the awake. And so this is one thing I think might have been confusing you a little bit, not sure, is so if you look over here, since this NPC shooter is a mono behavior, the update, where is it? This update method gets called automatically. It gets called automatically by virtue of two things. One, by it being a mono behavior, and two, by the object existing, right? Because this is what you're looking at here is just the definition. But you actually have to say, hey, create an object of this type, or you attach this script to an object in the inspector view, right? So that update gets called automatically. But in the states, that is not the case. So we have this custom update method in every state, which returns an NPC state return value, which is a very long name, and we're going to live with it for now. But yeah, so this update method we have to call manually, and we do that in the NPC state machine right here. Current state update. And this is why we only have one current state and we don't have overlapping states. But you can see here that this update method of this state machine, this update method is part of the state machine, and the state machine object lives on the base NPC class, and the base NPC class is a mono behavior. SIGSEG V200. I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back, dude. So mono behavior is essentially a base of every Unity object. Correct. That's essentially how I look at it. Yes. Matthew, yeah, you get access to the Unity update methods and more, and exists as a component so it can be attached to game objects. Yeah. So I guess, but there's actually an interesting subtlety in Matthew's statement, because what Matthew's statement suggests is that, and I've kind of suspected this myself, is that mono behavior and game objects are actually two different things, but you can kind of think of them as the same thing in some ways. I'm not too sure how they're different, but they're not the same thing from what I understand. Like, I think a game object is a mono behavior, but a mono behavior is not necessarily a game object? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's a question for AI. Let's ask AI. In Unity, what is the difference between a mono behavior, spelling it the frickin' British way, behavior, and a game object? Okay, so a game object, the fundamental entity in a scene. Role acts as a container for components. A game object, every game object has at least a transform component. Usage, okay. A mono behavior, it's a base class you derive your C# scripts from. It's a serialized. Okay, so that doesn't really clarify it for me. I mean, it just kind of says that, yes, there is a difference, but a mono behavior is not an object you instantiate on its own. It must be okay. So if you're familiar, this is what I'm about to say is not exactly it, but it kind of reminds me of that. So in object-oriented programming, there's something called the decorator pattern. And that's kind of the sense that I'm getting here of what mono behavior is that it's kind of a decorator of a game object. Now, strictly speaking, it is not a decorator pattern in the object-oriented strict sense, but it kind of is. Game object is a scene element. Yes. Sig says, I see. Very interesting. Okay. All right, boys. Let's get this little shit shooting at us. All right, so when we enter, we're going to get this line renderer. We're going to define all these attributes on it. Okay. Okay, so we have this animation curve, which I remember. I remember doing this because I'm not very happy with the way volume works in Unity. It doesn't seem right, although who am I to say it is wrong? Like seriously, who am I to say it's wrong? So the fact that it feels wrong to me tells me there's something probably wrong in my fundamental understanding, because like in our scene, like when he shouts, I'll find you, or even when he shouts like, hey, or stop, you're under arrest. Like, now that we can send the green guy and he shouts that at the green guy, but we're standing all the way over here, it sounds just as loud as when we're right next to him. And I don't quite understand why that is. And I think I know it has something to do with the drop off. That's what this animation curve drop off is used for, but I don't like it. I don't know. I haven't delved into that too much. Matthew says audio in Unity is awesome, just has to be done right. Yeah, and I suspect that's what it is. I like I said, I'm sure it's just a matter of I'm doing it wrong. There's a couple of people in the mobile stream. If you guys want to come over, join us in the desktop stream. If you are on a computer, I posted the link and the pin message on the top, so come on over. Ahmed Jacob says, hi, Addy. Hey, how's it going, Ahmed? Good to see you, Ahmed. Okay, so we have this roll off, and then this is the audio source game object add component. Okay, so what is this game object? Where's this game object at? This is coming from where? Is this game object isn't defined anywhere, so is this game object part of mono behavior? Let me see. It must be. Game object. Let me see if I can do this. So if you look on the left-hand side, there's a call to GameObject.addComponent. But GameObject is not... This is where using underscores, I think, is really helpful, but whatever. I'm thinking it's probably... that game object is probably some public variable defined in mono behavior. If it is, then I should be able to. Oh, wait. I should be able to do this. This dot npc exclamation point dot. Okay, let's see if this compiles. Obviously, it's not going to do anything when we run it, but let's see if it compiles. It should compile, I think. Okay, it does compile. We still have tons of warnings, but it should compile. I can implement a template audio mixer, which will help separate types of audio. I started doing that. I was looking. I do like that. How you can define different mixers, and then you can send the audio to the mixers, and then I think we talked about this too. Is like that's how you would do between a difference between the music and the sound effects and the UI sounds and things like that. Not sure. It says I think game object to which this script is attached, and Matthew says yep, yeah. So I'm guessing that yeah. So game object. And in this case, on the case on the left hand side, that is the NPC. So that's why I'm just calling this .npc exclamation point .game object .add component audio source. Okay, perfect. Okay, so that's all we're doing in start, and that is. I'm not a big fan that this is happening in enter. But that's another problem with states is that they don't have a start. And I was getting ready to say that maybe the states should have should be a mono behavior, but that still doesn't solve the problem because that would kind of require you to then create all the states up front, which you can't do. So, okay. All right. Just shut up. Just let me think. Just let me think for a minute. Just stop. Okay? Just stop. I'm watching you. And by the way, finance bro, he's been promoted. He is appropriately so. He is the chief financial officer of our corporation. All right, of the Addy Goes Live Corporation. Addy Goes Live Inc. No, Addy Goes Live LLC Inc. I don't know if I don't think LLC Inc. is a thing, but it is now. All right, so. So fire ray effect. Okay, so these two functions at the bottom, they are called from the update method. So we're gonna kind of just plop those in. I am curious to see here what kind of if any compilation errors we get. But let's look at this. So start coroutine. That's an interesting one because start coroutine. I can't speak. Is start coroutine attached, or does it come from the mono behavior, or is it kind of like a global static routine? I suspect it's probably a global static, but I'm not 100% convinced of that, but I guess we'll find out. Okay, so let's see, everything else here, hit collider, like all of that looks like that should work. And all of this looks like this. Oh, on gunfired. I don't know that we defined on gunfired. No, we didn't. So this callback here, or this action, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, line render. Okay, so let's comment that out. Matthew says start coroutine is mono behavior. Okay, so I should get a compilation error. And in fact, I did. The type namespace IE numerator. Okay, so that's just because I need to include collections. So let's go do that. Let's just add them both. I'm not sure offhand which one. Okay. The name start coroutine does not exist. So can I do this? This dot npc exclamation point dot start coroutine. And then I can put this down here. So is this going to work? Well, what I'm really asking is this going to compile? Because is this going to compile and is this going to work are actually two different questions. I remember like long ago when I started the job I'm at now, my boss at the time, I was working on something and he's like, what's the latest on that such and such? And I was like, well, I was like, I've been writing the code and I've got it compiling. And he's like, well, that's good. And I'm like, well, I didn't say I've got it working. Just got it compiling. Baby steps. Okay. So this compiles. That's good. And then we can attach this here. Okay. Yep. So this is the logic that basically says, are you going to shoot or not? And that logic should come after the fact of if you decided if you're going to, because obviously you're not going to shoot if you're going to go back to the pursue state. All right. Easy. Okay. Shoot, get random. So I think this should all compile. I think we should be good on the compilation part. Man, boys, we are staying up late tonight. Look at this. It's 8:30. I'm not even close to being done. God, can you believe this? Man, who wants to go to a strip club? Let's go. I'm really not a fan of strip clubs. Like, they're fun. Like my cousin, for example. I was telling you about my cousin on Wednesday night who gets permission to go out whenever I go to Bolivia. Like once a year with him going to a strip club. That's fine. That's fine. Also, I'm a married man and I love my wife, but I'm just going to say that strip clubs in the United States and strip clubs in Bolivia, they're very different. They're very different. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to leave it at that. And, okay. So it's compiling. Let's just add this here. We're not going to check it in. Let's just stage it. So let's look at this. So the FirePoint, the audio source, and the gunshot sounds. These are things. So gunshot sounds is public. Audio source, no. So audio source actually. I think what I could do. I'm just going to make this a little easier for me to read. And then what's the other one? Line renderer is another one. I just remembered when I was in Cape Town last year, I went to there was this eatery about 2 blocks from where I was staying, and I'm staying in the same place. And they had there was this place, I hope it's still there. There was this place, they had these little miniature donuts. They were about this big. Oh boy, I'm a fat boy. Like I just gotta live. I gotta accept it. I'm a fat boy, right? And they had these little donuts. Oh my God. They were like, and because they had the donut dough right there, and then they pour the donut dough out in like the grease that they cook it in, and they just pour it, and then they just let it sit, and oh God, it's so good. And the thing is like you can get them, like the first time I went there, yes, I went there multiple times. The first time I went there, I was a little embarrassed because I bought 12. I told you I'm a fat boy, okay? And they were like, well, how do you want them, right? Because you could like have them dipped in chocolate and put sprinkles on them and all kinds of condiments and blah, blah, blah. Do you know how I like my donuts? Plain. Plain donuts are the best. Maybe with a trace of sugar, but I was too embarrassed to ask them for plain because I was like, well, I guess I want them dipped in chocolate, and I guess I want that one with sprinkles. And then I was like, oh, and then can you give me a few of them plain? And then, of course, I love the plain ones. And then the second time I went back there, they were like, well, what do you want? And I was like, I just want them all plain. And I just devoured those things down. Oh, they were so good. So good. Okay. I'm staying focused. All right. So what I want to do is I want to put the things that I know this is messy. The things that look like they are currently defined in the inspector. There's lots here that's defined in the inspector. Like this stuff is like the float. Okay. That's defined in the inspector, but what these things at the top are things defined in the inspector that we have to define somewhere. Now, here, because we can't define them in the inspector. So fire point, what is fire point? Okay, let me look at an NPC shooter. Actually, I think I can look at... No, I gotta go... Oh. Got a compilation error. Okay. No, that's fine. Okay. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. That replace was a little... I just did a find and replace. It was a little heavy-handed there. All right. Still getting compilation. Oh, I thought I fixed that. Did I save? Oh. Well, am I going to have the same thing in audio source? Yeah, I am. Let me change that. What's this? Audio source. Oh, wait. What is this? What audio? Oh, okay. I got that. Great party, man. All right. I think that's good. So what I wanted to do is I want to look at the prefab of the NPC objects that get created. And then I literally just kind of want to see if I can just copy the values out of their inspector and put them into the C# code. So I think they're prefabs. I'm pretty sure it's NPC underscore capsule. And then NPC shooter script. Okay, so we have fire point, which is this transform. Brother. Okay. How do I take this transform and turn it into C# code, right? Like, so what I'm saying is I have this object here. I get, you know what? But I mean, I'm sure there's a constructor, or I just defined the. I mean, I know how to do it. I'm just lazy. So I'm going to see if I can. Let's see if AI can do it for me. Here is a transform in the Unity Inspector. Write me the C# code to instantiate a transform object with the same values. Let's paste that in. The music sounds good now, whatever you did. I literally did nothing. Like, nothing. I literally didn't do anything. I changed nothing. I adjusted nothing. I did nothing. Now I turned it off. Now I'm playing the song I've been obsessed with. We're going to have this on repeat for a little bit. Okay. Do those look like the values? They certainly do. Okay, perfect. So fire point new, and actually I'll do this in the constructor. Actually, I'm going to put a underscore in front of it. How does the music sound now that I changed it? How do I do multiple cursors on Windows? There it is. Shift. No, wait. It must just be Alt. I was holding caps locks down. I thought I was holding Shift down. Okay, caps. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Okay. Not sure says the music is okay. All right. So there's Firepoint. Perfect. So where does it get used? I want to make sure it gets used. It's going to get used, obviously, when I'm shooting. Okay, so Firepoint position. What? 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 Okay. Wait, what? All right. Let me state the problem. Maybe it's not even a problem. Let me state my confusion. So, the original implementation, what we originally did was we had, no, not that. So this transform is attached to the NPC capsule. I'm kind of stating my confusion, but thinking through and possibly coming to a solution as I'm talking, as I'm thinking and talking. So my confusion is, let's take the position. So the position of the X value is 0.004, or basically the origin. So I'm guessing since Firepoint, okay, I see. So this is going to be the position according to the origin of its parent, which of course in this case is the NPC capsule. So what I need to do is I need to take that in my script on the right hand side. I need to take the position. Really, I should do it all. I should do the position, the rotation, and local scale. I need to get them in world coordinates, I guess. But maybe not. Because ultimately, I was going to say ultimately the parent of this is going to be the NPC. No, it's not going to have a parent because it's a mono behavior, so it won't have a parent. Huh. Yeah, I'm not sure. It worked with Alt click. Alt click got it to work. I was trying Control and that wasn't working. Okay, so this is interesting. So, well, here's a good question. Is this physics raycast, is that a mono behavior? Or is that, is physics, a singleton? I suspect it's a singleton. It wouldn't make sense to have different physics per each object, but maybe, I don't know. I suspect it is, and there's a very easy way to tell, because if I do this, if I literally put this, let's see if that compiles. Oh, wait a minute. I'm getting other errors. Okay, so let me do some. Let me do this. Not sure says, I think physics is per each object. Really? Well, I mean, you were right about the struct and class thing, so who am I to question you? Okay, let me see. We do this here. Okay, and then... I just want to comment out some code because I don't want the right hand side to be a problem. I made a change on the left hand side, and I want to see if my change breaks anything. But I'm having problems on the right hand side. Okay, Jesus, would you just okay? I'm going to close that over here so it opens over here. Hopefully, FirePoint. I just basically need to. I need to comment out any references to FirePoint. All right. NPC shooter does not. So NPC shooter does not contain a definition for physics. So I do not think, and remember, so, oh my God. So this is on the left. So this is on the left-hand side. So it's telling me, because what I did is I put a this in front of the physics, right? Because if physics was amount of behavior, then the this should give me access to it, right? Because without the this and with the this would be the same thing. But the fact that that gives me an error tells me that physics is, dare I say, too bad Razman has abandoned us forever, is a singleton. But that creates... But then how does that work? Right? Because if physics raycast is a static object, or it doesn't have to be a static, right? But let's just say like physics.raycast is not attached to an object, a game object. So let's say FirePoint.position is 1.2 or 1,2,3. But if the NPC on the left-hand side is in world position 50, 100, -20, the raycast is going to project the FirePoint. Basically, it's going to say, okay, the NPC is at 50, 100, -20, and then I want the position of that object from which I want to do my raycast is offset at 1,2, 3. Am I making sense? We don't need mono behavior for physics class. We can use Unity Engine.physics. We are. Like, that is. Rigid body enables physics simulation. That a game object is just a collider, acts as a static object, and other things having both rigid body and collider gives you full mechanics. That's not what I'm talking about right now. My struggle right now is coordinates. Right? So you have to think about world coordinates, and you have to think about parent coordinates, right? Because let me see. Maybe I do want to draw. Let me draw. Okay. So here, oh, no. Where's a pencil? I need a pencil. Can I just get a goddamn pencil? This is a drawing app. Where is the pencil? Do I literally, is there literally no pencil? I can only do lines. I just want a pencil. It's a drawing app. There's literally no pencil. I can only do lines. It literally is a drawing. Like the document is called Untitled Drawing, and there's no pencil or pen. How is that possible? This is what I've been reduced to. I've been reduced to using MS Paint. The parent is world coordinates and child are local. Yes, and that's my struggle. MS Paint, yes, Paint, best engineering software. Yeah, it is. Okay, here's my struggle. Okay, here is the world, right? This perfect square. So, let's do it again. Actually, I'm going to give myself a little space. Nope. A little more space. Okay, so here's the world. Okay. Okay, here is the world right here. Now, I don't know exactly, but let's just say it's a 2D. Let's say it's 2D, but it's still applicable to 3D, my struggle, because I'm sure it works very similar. This point right here is going to be 0, 0. Okay? And then over here would be 100, just to keep it simple, 0. Down here is going to be 100. Oh my God, 100. Okay. All right. So you see, so here in the middle is going to be 50, 50. So let's say I have an object in the middle, right? And let's say the center of the object is the object's 0, 0. So let's say I have a point on the object like right here. Okay. So over here is going to be, oh, no. Let's forget what I said about the center of it for now. Let's just keep it easy. Let's keep it simple. So over here on the left-hand side is going to be 0, 0. And then maybe over here on the right-hand side is going to be 10, 0 for its local coordinate system, right? It's 10 units wide. So this let's give it a color. This red dot right here in the inspector, I'm defining it. I might be defining it as 9, 2. But here in the middle of this object, we're at 50, 50 in world space. So maybe we go up 50. So in world coordinates, it might be 46, comma. Oh, no. I'm sorry. It would be the X is going. It's going to be 52, 46. Right. So what's happened is these local coordinates here have been translated into world coordinates. So with my raycast inside of my state, like the fire point position, what this fire point position here is defining, this is defining where on the capsule, from where on the capsule should the raycast originate. In the original implementation over on the left-hand side, so if I look in the inspector, we define it as like 1, 2, 3. So this value of this fire point position is literally 1, 2, 3, which I should double check, but I'm pretty sure it is. So it's 1, 2, 3. But something is transforming those coordinates, right? Because if I'm passing in the 9, 2, if I'm doing a raycast from that point, I'm not doing a raycast from 9, 2 in global coordinates. I'm doing a raycast from 9, 2 of local coordinates. But the physics engine, I would imagine, since the physics engine is global, the physics engine would have to translate those coordinates to global coordinates. But it would need some type of reference from which to base that transform off of. So, am I making sense? Like, is this insane? Okay, let me catch up. We should pass in the world position of the NPC shooter child for a start point and direction for the raycast, which I think you're doing. No. So remember, the left-hand side is the mono behavior of the old code, where we had a fire point that we define on the capsule. And then this NPC shooter script on the left-hand side is also in the capsule, right? And so the fire point is defined as like 0, 4, 3. It's defined as like an offset on the capsule itself. The right-hand side, the fire point, I want it to be a capsule too, but I want it to be an offset in the capsule too. But the problem is I'm going in on it blind. I feel like I would have to do some transformation. I feel like This is on the right-hand side. I'm defining 1, 2, 3, but intuitively, my body wants to say, well, those are local coordinates, and since physics.raycast is a global object, they must be using global coordinates, so I have to take my local coordinates and convert them to global coordinates. But I would, well, let's see. Is it, okay, wait, that's what I was, okay, so Firepoint. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to get, okay, are we in a compilable state? Can we compile? Do we compile? Are we compiling? I don't think we're compiling. Guys, we're not compiling. But just give me a minute. Just give me a minute, okay? I know it's getting late. I'm like already tired. Like I am literally like, why did I commit to 10 o'clock? And like my dog is probably like, I gotta go pee. Okay, so let me see. Let's just do this. Okay. That should get me compiling. Is that going to get me compiling? I have a playlist. I'm going to add this song. I have a playlist. Where is it? It is Addy Go Live's playlist. And I think I'm going to put that playlist on because it is kind of driving me a little bit nuts that the song is on repeat, but I do want to keep hearing it. All right. Okay. So we are compiling. So now what we're going to do is we're going to enable some of this shit. Let's just put this over here and then we'll move this up here and then, oh wait, I want it to be active. All right. So, yeah, all of these can be deactive. Okay. And then the NPC spawner script will be active, and we will just spawn one NPC guy. Now, I haven't tested this code in a long time, so I don't know if it works. Before we even try with the breakpoints, let's see if it works. If it works, then we should have a guy spawn kind of behind us when we start the game. Let's see if that happens. No. Did we get any errors or anything? Well, that's interesting. It's actually very interesting. Okay. The guy is somewhere. Where is he? Okay, let's just go here. Oh, wait. No. I want this guy. Where is he? Oh, that's right. He doesn't follow you. He patrols. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, I want to look at Firepoint, not PowerPoint. I want to look at Firepoint. He's just in the water shooting. Okay. What's the value of Firepoint? So I haven't looked at it yet, but remember, in the inspector, we defined Firepoint with like local coordinates, right? I keep looking over here as though I'm looking at the camera, but the camera is right here. But I'm looking over here because this is where the chat is. There, you guys like that better? Okay, so what I'm saying is we have defined Firepoint as like 1, 2, 3. But the raycast is not coming from position 1, 2, 3. It's coming from like 300, 200, -40, or whatever the world coordinates are. So that's why I want to look at this Firepoint.position to see if it is the local coordinate value that we assigned it in inspector, and then I want to understand how it is getting translated into global coordinates. All right, so let me look. Let's look at it. So this fire point position. So we have local position, but then that is very interesting. So actually, the value that we put into inspector is stored in local position, but position looks like some world coordinate. So let's go one more frame. Local position should stay the same, but position should change. Let's try it. Oh wait, yeah, 28. It was 26. Let's see. Now it's 31. Okay, so I am assuming that what happens is FirePoint is attached to the. I am assuming that the getter of this position property method, it's not a method, but property, whatever you want to call it, a member. The getter of this position member is doing some computations. It's looking at the local position, it's looking at the parent object's position, and then it is doing the math. But what's going to happen, I love this guy. I love this. I love that. So anyway, but what's going to happen here is that this fire point has no parent. So the getter of this position, if I had to guess, the getter is just going to, it's not going to do any transform. Now I'm looking at the camera. Okay, perfect. So the getter of the position on the right-hand side, what's going to happen is, since it has no parent, there's nothing that it's not going to transform. So it's literally going to transform the value, that the 1, 2, 3 value. And therefore what you're going to do is you're going to have a ray cast coming off of a 1, 2, 3. So is what I'm saying making sense? I hope it does. So, not sure. Okay, so let me. Dot position is world position. Okay, dot position is world position. Dot local position is relative to parent. So your current implementation should be correct. So the first statement of what you said is what I just discovered, and then the second thing you said is incorrect though. He's done dot position is any transform will give world position. I don't like this new cam transform. What? You don't want to see more of me? Come on. But this way, no matter where I'm looking. Okay. So the other camera is a much higher quality one than this camera, but since it's dark, I don't think it really matters that much. My dog probably has the piss, but he's going to have to hold it for a little while longer. So, okay. So this fire point that I have commented out, it has no parent. Right? I unless there is some magic going on. No, it does not have a parent. Because, yeah, it doesn't have a parent. There's no magic unless there is some type of reflection going on to discover the parent, which I guess maybe that could be the case. Okay, so what we're going to do is let's recomment all this stuff. All right, let me see. Once again, I severely overestimated what we would accomplish tonight. Okay. All right. We got okay. I think this is mostly just because of the fire point. Yeah, this is just let me do this. It's gonna be easier if it's gonna be quicker if I just do this, and then I do this right here, and then I take this, and then I do this, and then I come here, and then I do that, but that's not right, so I have to go back, and I need to do this, and then I do this, but then I click that, and now we're gonna have this, and then we're gonna have that, and then that should do it. Yes. Okay. Okay, okay, this is inaccessible. Huh? Transform is inaccessible due to its protection level. Okay, so Firepoint will spawn at world position 0.004 whenever your value is commented, so it won't be in the right place. Right. So that's what I was getting at. So I have to manually do some translation. I basically have to say, hey, Firepoint. Like, I think basically what I have to do probably is just add the two positions. Like, I have to add, like, the this.npc.transform.position to Firepoint, and then that should give me the correct world position. But then there's also the scale and the other thing. You know, the thing, you know, the thing. You know the thing. The scale, the position, what's the third one? The rotation. So I think all of those probably have to be translated. Right? Yeah, position, rotation, local scale. They would all have to be, I mean, the rotation is a no op because it's 0, but we still want to do it in case we ever have a non-zero value on a rotation. All right, so okay, let's see if we're compiling. Oh yeah, what is this error? So I don't know what this error means. It says transform.transform, but I suspect this is an issue. Oh wait. Let's try that. Okay, yeah. That's going to be it. I guess transform is a struct. Okay. So that works. All right. So fire position. All right. So how do we do that? Grok is dead, is it? We are currently dealing with high load, which may lead to slow responses. Please bear with us while we fix this. Oh, man. Yeah. Elon is... Oof. Yeah, CIA had Grok killed, right? The underscores are for private variables. Yeah, that's like a convention. That's like it's a widely used C++ convention, and I remember using it in C# when I worked in C#, you know, like decades ago. Literally, but I don't think it's really used in C# a lot, but I still like it just because it drives me nuts. Like I'm looking at like over here, default damage. Like, okay, is that a local variable? No, it's not. Okay, well, it's default variable but oh, it's a class member. But if I have the underscore, I know immediately that it's a class member, and that's why I like to put this. Like right here, like I will put this.npc because it just lets me know immediately that, okay, because if I go looking for NPC itself, I'm going to be like, okay, it doesn't have an underscore, so it must be a member variable. Oh, but wait, it's not defined as a member variable. And this is something that I say a lot, like code is written once, but it's read often. So try to have your code be performant, not just try to have your code optimized, not just for runtime performance, but read time performance. All right. But of course, I mean, as programmers, we're all going to be out of jobs in the next 5-10 years anyway, so what does it really matter? Okay, what was I doing? I need to figure out how to transform this. Well, I can't ask Rock. In Unity, if I have two transform objects and one is a parent and another is a child, but they don't have an encode parent-child relationship, how can I get a transform? I'm asking this in a terrible way. If I have two transform objects and one is a parent, one is a child, but they don't have an encode, how can I get a transform of world coordinates of world coordinates, world values? For example, if parent.position.x is 100 in the world, and child.position.x is 5, then the result should be, result.position.x equals 105. Okay, let's see. So what should FirePoint be related to? It should be related to this.npc. Let's see what it says. And I think it is as simple with positions. I think it is as simple as just adding them together. But with scale and rotation, not so much. Okay, what do we have here? You don't need to actually parent one under the other in the hierarchy. Well, duh, I can't. You can just do the math yourself. That's what I was asking you. For position only, no, I don't want position only. I want them all. Okay, world position. Okay, so let's see. World position. Okay, perfect. So I don't know if I need them all, but I do want to know how to do them all. So this will be... So this would be, so parent is going to be this dot npc exclamation point dot position. Child is going to be FirePoint position. Now, I think the forward should be the same because the forward is just a vector denoting direction. But that would change if when you start talking about rotation, right? So maybe vector result D. I'm surprised. Oh, wait. Or equivalently using transform point. Treating child. Okay. Transform point child position. World position. Oh, so that. Well, why didn't you just tell me that to begin with? God damn. Why are you throwing me through all of this? Okay. So. All right. Wait a minute. So parent, again, is this dot npc exclamation point dot transform point dot, and then that would be FirePoint position. So what other options do I have? Like this dot npc. So I don't know what that would be. Okay. World forward. And then I think that might be all I need. Position forward. Okay. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to change this. World forward. So do you guys get what I'm doing? I just have to get I have to get the coordinates in terms of the world. Well, not coordinates. I have to get the values in terms of the world. So on the left-hand side, the parent-child relationship was kind of came with it, right? Since it was a mono behavior, that in the background, it's setting up all this parent-child relationship. So the FirePoint object, by virtue of being part of a mono behavior, it knows what its parent is. But again, the state on the right-hand side that we're working with, it has no mono behavior, so it doesn't know what its parent is. So I wonder, actually, if instead of doing all of that, one thing we could maybe look into is just saying, hey, FirePoint, this is your parent. Like, can we do that? That's actually a much nicer way. Like, is there a set parent? Like, is that a thing? Like, I don't know if it's going to make a difference. I feel like I want to set the values and then set the parent. I don't know if it makes a difference. Okay. So that might have just kind of solved it. Let's see if that compiles. Transform does not contain a definition of set parent. Ugh, boo! 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 So, Yeah, that sucks. So that would have been too nice, right? Like if there was really like some type of like just say, because Unity's doing it somehow, right? Isn't it? I don't know. All right, let's just move on. Okay. Capital S. Okay, let's try that. I mean, that's a good point. Oh, wait a minute. I got a compilation error on this, but I don't know if I got one on the set parent. All right. I mean, it's taken a while. That's a good thing. All right. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, yeah, that's a good. Oh, no, you're not gonna see my gut. Okay, nice. Okay, yeah. I hope you guys like this. Okay, we're gonna do that. Okay. All right. So the set parent that seems to. Thank you, Matthew. That seems to work. So now what we can do. Enemy is shooting from... No. From position. Okay, I don't care about the target. I just want to look at this. Okay. Enemy is shooting from position. Boys, I'm getting... I'm kind of crashing. So I might be going the next couple minutes. I know I was like, yeah, we're going to fucking go to 10 o'clock tonight, boys. It's going to be fucking crazy. But I'm kind of crashing. Like, I'm already struggling. Yeah, nobody's on kick or street. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's just see if this works, though. But is there... Okay, gunshot sounds, we can deal with them later. Audio source recreate at runtime. Line renderer recreate at runtime. Okay, let's look. All right, let's see what happens. Okay. Green guy can stay there. Okay, so he's idle, he's idle, he's idle. Pursue. He never left pursue. Well, that's interesting. I didn't see that coming. That was working, wasn't it? I mean, he did go into his attack state, didn't he? What happened there? Is he going into his attack state and then immediately leaving? No, we would see it. Well, we might not. No, I would think we would. Okay, well, that's interesting. Oshawa says, yeah, that was working before. Yeah, it was. Object null reference error could be causing the state to go wrong. Yeah, I should have looked at the logs. I didn't look at the log. Let's try it again. Oh, yep, null reference, object reference to outside tone. Okay, yeah, no, it was down there. Okay, let's see if, let's just invoke it again. Okay, so something here is probably null, maybe, or the constructor. Oh, I know what it is. We never created FirePoint. Do we have to? Nope. NPC is not null. What is null? Change state. Oh, it did work. Okay. I think FirePoint. Yeah, FirePoint's null. We need to create FirePoint. That's what that was what I originally thought, but whatever. Okay. So that's what I was trying with this, right? Wouldn't I just do that? Is it not that? that was giving me an AI suggested this. That doesn't seem right. This is creating a game object called FirePoint and then getting a transform of that. That's what AI is suggesting. Let's see if that even compiles. It compiles. You can't have a transform without a game object. Have to create that and then grab the reference to, well, that's what AI. God damn it, Matt. I swear, I discover something on screen and then I'm like, yeah, no, oh, wow, look, the latest XYZ only goes to 1, 2, 3. And then I look and Matthew's like, hey, XYZ only goes to 1, 2, 3. And I'm like, oh, okay. Ugh. All right. Anyway, okay. So that's what AI suggested. Let's see if that resolves it. I really thought we would get further than this tonight. I really did. Okay. All right. Pursue. And then, okay, so he's at the attack state. Okay. Okay, we get a bunch of null references down here. Object reference is set to an object. Oh, okay. All right. It's complaining about the audio source. Let's just comment that out for now. Because I guess we should see him shoot. We're not going to hear him shoot, but we should see him shoot. I guess the audio source would actually, there should be an audio source on the NPC, and then that's probably the audio source we would use.
Please, you are under arrest.
Okay. Okay, yeah, so I can see him down there, but I don't see a line. Enemy is from... Okay, wait a minute. I want to set a breakpoint here. Oh, yeah, I already did that. So enemy is from position... So enemy is from position 0.22, 0.60, negative 133. Yeah, I don't think... And then if I look over here, fire point... So local position. Oh my. I wonder if I need to do set parent first. Because the local position is not what I'm defining as position up here. And then maybe also, do I need to actually, instead of position, should this be local position? Maybe that's the issue. In which case, it makes me wonder, is there a local rotation? Okay, those are runtime errors. Those are runtime errors. Okay. Okay, so there's no error here. Okay. So we set the local position. So I think that's going to fix it. I think I'm feeling good about this. Either way, I'm feeling really tired. All right, and I still got to take my dog on a walk.
You are under arrest.
Okay. It's still doing it. See down here at the bottom it says enemy is from position. I mean, it should be attacking, but whatever. It's like negative 1.85, and I'm pretty sure that is not. As a matter of fact, we could confirm this if we just go into the scene, and then we go to player, and then we go to, and so we can see that he is at like 507 to 510, right? Those are the world coordinates, and the pink guy is shooting right next to him, so the coordinates should be kind of similar. It should be at least in the area. But this is shooting from negative 1.85, 0.6. So it's obviously, we still have something going on with the position, right? Like there's still something. I wonder, and then if I knew what corner was like the origin, I could probably, there's probably like a little line going somewhere. Like, right? You see what I mean? Like there's probably a line somewhere out here with the ray, like just a random orphan line just going pew, pew. But yeah. That's going to do it for me for tonight. I thought I would last another half hour, but I'm freaking exhausted. I'm so tired. It's so far past my bedtime. Would set parent first, then local transform. Okay, let's fuck it. Let's try it real quick. Let's see. Because I said that too, right? I did say that. I want credit because I did say that. All right. You heard me say that. I know Not Sure heard me say it. I know Not Sure, and at least one of the other 6 people listening heard it. So I did say that. Like maybe I should change. Maybe I should set the parent first or change that order. All right, let me see. All right. Matthew says, yes, you did say it. Okay. All right. Pursue attack. Okay. Yep. Nope. That's good. That did it. And okay, it's not perfect. our forward is messed up, but that's probably because of the rotation. And so I like, although I think the rotation is 0-0, isn't it? Yeah. So the forward, yeah, the forward is messed up, but again, like Matthew says, progress. It is progress, you know. But we'll get there. But we're not going to get there tonight because I am going to go to bed. So thank you, boys. As always, it has been fun. It has been a pleasure. I very well may do a stream over the weekend, as always. So if I do, I'll try to announce it a little ahead of time. I usually do when I do streams over the weekend. I usually do them in the morning. I don't know why. I just like doing that. So I may do one, but no promises. If I do not stream over the weekend, I hope you have a great Saturday and Sunday. And I will see you back here Monday evening, 7 o'clock as always. Until then, have fun, and I'll see you then. Bye, guys. Come on, Mulan.